In this video, I'm once again going over my subscribers' games to coach them on their play and to give tips and tricks to all of you guys watching. Alright, next up we got the GOAT himself, Tenshikiller. Let's see how he decides to play here on Nibuk. Just goes for the half defense so that he can rush quickly. Grabbing one diamond and bringing it back. I'm not a huge fan of this. Nothing useful to do with that one diamond. Would have been better off just staying, putting up some endstone, and then going to diamonds to get 2 of them if you were going to go that way. Because at this point, now you just have no bed defense and 1 diamond and no pressure. White now has a giant defense up. Tenshi elects to leave the other diamond, which he needs for prot. I'm not a huge fan of that either, to be honest. Opponent fireballs him. Good block hitting here. Knowing that your back is against this wall, you should be focusing on just damage reduction because obviously you're not going to fly out. That was well played. Waiting to mine the bed to lure out white, always a good play. Same thing with the block hitting there. That was a well executed first rush. Part of why I would have liked to see him bring the diamond is I think he should have backed himself to wipe white here, because then he would have prot here. Now he either has to decide between going mid with no prot or doing an entire extra trip just to buy prot. But he decides to head mid. Yellow's a final, but elects to just get some M's. Really good check here. Always be trying to maintain awareness. Dang, from the footage, I'm not even sure how he knew that red was behind him. Oh, you hear the block there. As soon as he hears the block, blocks up behind him. Very, very good awareness. Fireballed from mid for some reason. Plays it tricky against red. This is like a really weird scenario to get fireballed up. Low health, low diamond upgrades. Might look like he wants to run, but instead he spins to come down on red. I do like this, but you have to be super careful that the dude who fireballed you at mid isn't right behind to backstab. Yeah, now he's getting chased. We'll see how this goes. 4 M's, 4 diamonds. Not checking for a fireball there is surprising. I would like to see some little, just even half camera check here to make sure. Obviously, this early in the game, it's pretty safe to assume there are no fireballs coming, especially if it's the guy who already fireballed him once. I want him to bank the M's there, but instead he wins the fight. That was well played. It's just scary to risk those M's, especially with, again, no prot chain or whatever. Now going for red. Doesn't look like gray has made any progress mid or anything, so you can assume gray isn't rushing you. I do like this, just pushing the issue on red while you're already all the way across the map. Good fireball jump. Knocking off red, getting his bed. Coming out here when the guy is a final doesn't really work because there's no reason he would push, but because Tenshi already stole his gen, he's not going to be able to buy a stone sword with it. Yeah, that was well played again from Tenshi. At this point, I'm not sure how I would want to play this. I think you just have to assume your bed is as good as gone. It's been a couple minutes since you had eyes on that side of the map, and you don't have a trap. So in this case, I would play the same way that he is here, not trying to void, not trying to get back, just keeping your inventory up. He has a diamond sword, a speed pot. Not quite sure what he's doing here, considering pink clearly is an invis and there's nobody else in the game. Maybe he just forgot that he had a bed, but again, based on the way that I would have played this, I think that's fine to just pretend you don't have a bed. I'm not sure about this immediate tracker if you're gonna push. 2 M's, that's pretty useful. I would really like to get bridge egg jump with that, knowing that he's right there. So, you could make a case for saying save these M's if Tenshi's going to go directly for him, but not horrible either. Always good to have a tracker against last guy when you know they have M's. This is the first one that I really don't like. Why are you not taking any action against this fireball? Fireballs are so unpredictable these days. This one might even hit your feet directly, and you just get lucky and not take any knockback. I do not like this play at all. I would have really liked to see an S-tap or a pillar on this side of the bridge to block the fireball. Especially considering this is slabs. It's usually impossible to clutch on the side of this. So that's really scary. Would have liked to see evasive action there. Curious to see here. So elects to get the 4th diamond, and because... Oh, forgot he had a bed. Yeah, he just typed in chat. But here, instead of pushing pink directly, he elects to go get Prot 2. That's a really nice play. I do like playing this slow, especially since you already got the tracker, so you're not scared of him invising. Oh, and there you go. Here he comes, invising in. Use both fireballs. Good block hitting, because, you know, you have the diamond sword, you have Prot 2. Fair to assume you have better gear. So, good final fight, just coming over here to get stacked. Yeah, tracker already shows here that the guy was invis, so just comes over, buys his Prot 2, buys some gaps. Doesn't have time to pre-gap, but didn't end up needing it because he went for good gear. Yeah, pretty solid game overall from Tenshikiller here. Let's get into the next one. Alright, up next, this game is from LxckEier, playing solos on Lighthouse. Let's see what strategy they go with. Just the 48 block insta rush. This is definitely a valid way to play this map. Look at the stretched armor mod on the side here. Yeah, you hear blue bridging right there, so he backs up, turns away. That's very good awareness. Solid aggro here. When you see somebody building straight up like this without even looking or having another plan, it's safe to assume they're probably a noob. So even a scary looking aggro like this could end up working, and good aim to make sure you get the hit over. I think that's a safe play. Also very important to notice here that when blue gets knocked down, the first thing that they do is place a block here to make sure that there is no low groundable angle from blue. And I would have liked to see the blocks knock off if they weren't going for it, to just ensure that they don't die, but all ends up the same. That's very picky because in fact, you know, they did not die. So first rush already gone, decides to speed bridge over to diamonds. Also a very reasonable play. Gray just lost their bed to pink, and gray already has a bridge to this diamond gen. And since pink probably just continues the rush to our bed next, deciding to go back to the base here is great. Like, see a little check left now. No, we don't get it. Alright. Height difference here, great play. Just jumps on pink because pink wasn't even looking. And now pushing this way. Are we going to see a check back towards the other side? Yeah. Very important here. Just to keep your mental state of the map up to date. You can see that this green versus yellow bridge fight, there's nothing really going to the diamond gen. Safe to assume you don't have to worry about that side for a while. Pretty kitted out here. Deciding to just force the issue on pink. Looking for a fireball perhaps? I don't like this personally, because fireballs are, you know, hard to get on this map. This is losing you a lot of fall damage, and pink seems like a noob based on your earlier fights. Maybe a more direct 2-pillar, place another block so that it's face level instead of sending you up, because this is saving like 2 seconds on a bed that you're going to get anyway, because it's undefended with shears, you know. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but it's all definitely going to work out, just not optimal for items. The bed break itself, this obviously nice, but then here, this is a great play. This looks weird to block yourself off, but he's forcing pink, seeing the angle that pink is coming over the bed, he forces him to stay on this 2-block high ground, which is obviously bad for the fight, gives him a free hit or 2, and then just good block hitting in close quarters to finish the fight off. Manages to get another fireball here. At this point, like, if you're playing it really sweaty, you could try and go over the other way. And yeah, continues the rush, because as you can see, yellow and green still fighting in chat here, so nobody going to your base from that side of the map. That's unfortunate, happens to everybody. And now with all the action being completely cross-map from us, this is like an annoying scenario to be in my position. We'll see how this gets dealt with. Yep, just checking to make sure. Those little awareness checks are extremely important. Knowing that there's going to be 4 diamonds in that gen makes it easy to come this way. I would prefer sharp over prot 2, unless they already have sharp. I don't think they have sharp. Yeah, so here, seeing that yellow just made this mid bridge, deciding to also go mid seems like a great play. You can see yellow actually in the corner over there, because you don't want them to be able to direct you from mid either if you just keep aimlessly going around the loop. Yellow is more of an immediate threat than white is, being pretty much cross map. Just pushing yellow top mid, this is nice. I'm not a fan of the pre-gap there because you're already losing a lot of time on him, but he did terrible with the the water. Yeah, tough scenario. Let's see this again. Trap triggered. This fireball is really bad. I really do not like this. Because again, there's no immediate way that this fireball does anything. I guess it could like make him take 5 damage if it blows him up and he takes some fall damage. But your bed is gone. You know your bed is gone from the trap triggered. There's 0 chance this kills him directly. You're just wasting your 1 movement item. And since you have so much better gear than the guy that you're chasing, the only way you lose is if you don't have enough movement options and you get knocked off or something. But yeah, forcing, just pushing this guy directly and gets the 1-tap. If yellow is actually on that low health that they get 1-tapped from that hit, I don't hate that fireball anywhere near as much. That was on the assumption that yellow was full health, but ensuring that you just kill them, even wasting the fireball to do that, knowing that you're going to get a lot of stuff from the base, I think that's fine after all. Yep, little obby check with 1 fireball, super fair because you're going to get another one here. Yep, pickaxe upgrade, also really nice because it gives you options to maybe mine the bed before killing him, having a tier 3. Couple silverfish. Yeah, just jumping away from that, definitely the best play. That's 40 wasted iron on the floor now. Fireball there to try and backboard him. See, even though this doesn't directly get him, this is still a really nice fireball because it forces him to the edge. Like, this time it's going to take you to fall and run to that side. By fireballing here, it makes sure he can't come up, up, up and have his head here as you land, making it a much scarier fight. Instead, you're forcing him to this backside, making it pretty easy to knock the guy off. Yep. Well played, and now definitely going to go for the bed here. Popping the invis, definitely. Let's see how he plays. This is also really nice. Advanced invis PvP where you get a couple hits with the sword and then switch back to your fist to go completely invisible again. The thing that's so nice about that is he ends up getting the kill without even being uninvised. That's very smart to block yourself into the base. Knowing that you have better gear, you're gonna win this fight if he doesn't get away. So just trapping him in there, winning the final fight. This was a very well played game. I didn't have all that much to critique here. Alright, this one is by Oyeno and I can't download it, so we are watching it on YouTube this time. Deadwood, obviously a very rushy map, so just going for his first rush immediately, nothing wrong with this. Not really sure what Red's doing. This was holding a really good angle that if Red pushed, he was just going to get 1-tapped. That was well played. I do like going for the gen there. Really no reason not to. Having equal gear here and not having a bed, like, it seems really scary to just hold W into this fight. It might be nice to do some sort of spacing attempts, but because he gets this free hit here, he knows he's going to win as long as the other guy isn't block hitting, and because he obviously isn't. Well, now you have low materials and you have to clutch on a pretty annoying map, so let's see what he does. Eats a gap immediately. I do agree with that play for sure. It looks like he's side rushing now. Oh, blue already had a bridge here. If he already saw that, then good job. I was kind of confused with that side rush originally, but makes more sense if there was a free bridge to blue, because now he does get another gen. I would like to see him buy chain here. He's not particularly close to getting iron armor. I'm assuming that's what he's waiting in this gen for. Yeah, 24. Yeah, iron sword chain. That's what I would have bought. Having only 1 gap isn't great, but you're also behind on diamonds, so you probably need to go get some anyway. Yeah, so grab 4 diamonds, just continuing along. I would have personally stayed to get another gap there. Having only 1 gap is just really sketch in this sort of scenario, especially if he's going mid. Since he had 2 gold, I would have just stayed personally. Oh. I mean, yeah, there's not much you have to say here, except that this is a really bad play. Doing the second block here doesn't even do anything for you. Like, even if you don't mess it up, doing that 2-pillar is nothing useful there. It's just super risky. But yeah, getting all of mid uncontested, that's pretty nice. Decides to fireball jump this way. So he has plain chain armor plus all these emeralds in his inventory. I don't personally like aggroing this guy who clearly has diamond upgrades, even if you're way better than him. There's no reason to not just go back to a base with these emeralds. Also this, I really don't like this play. When he fireball jumps here, yeah, you continue to run backwards and look, this is all fine. But what's the point in fireballing here? This is your only movement item. And obviously it's not going to directly kill him, it's just going to hit him. Or he's going to deflect it. In this case it worked because he just fell without doing anything and started gapping. But like, I really don't like wasting your only fireball in that scenario, especially when you really want to be spending these M's. It did work out in this case. I personally would have liked to see going back through this diamond gen in the corner here, going to the corner base, spending all your M's, getting another fireball. And you're still playing this with no gaps at the moment, so I mean, hopefully nobody is on this side of the map that can contest you at this point. If you already knew that, that's cool, but yeah, that's scary, especially with no gaps. When everyone's a final, you should be a little worried always that you could be getting pushed by an invis. So just not useful to take a bunch of fall damage like that for no reason. Looking around, you can see white over here in this corner, pink over here. Again, I don't really like going to this diamond gen here. We did just see pink come from this corner. There's only going to be one diamond max. Like, there's nothing useful about going this way. Considering you just got a whole bunch of M's, and you have fireballs and gaps and sharp iron, I would have liked to see you go mid, contest these guys. Especially with 2 bridge eggs, 4 fireballs, you have plenty of options to escape if you need to. Alright, looking at pink here at mid. Oh, the double fireball jump, love to see it. And pink already showing that he has a bow. I actually like this aggro a lot. It seems like you would get hurt a lot from this fireball jump, but he did buy feather falling earlier in the game. Knowing you're not going to lose that much damage, you don't have to worry about laddering or doing anything to prevent fall damage. And fireball jumping to people with a bow, great counter. They usually panic like we just saw that guy do. Since you already made it to such close proximity to the guy with the bow, I think that was a really good aggro. So currently just running mid. There's one guy left. I would have liked to see him buy a tracker here. You do have mid. I assume he has M's in his inventory. Let me check. He only has 1 M, but right here he collects his 2nd M. I would have liked to see him buy a tracker here immediately, knowing the other guys had a lot of time since we last saw him. Probably safe to assume he's invising. Instead, just runs around, and then, you know, gets invis. Honestly, just very lucky to get hit into the corner of this block, especially with no pearl or anything. Then turns around. Invis guy is somewhere. He has a KB stick. But doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. There's nothing to critique about this fight from Yino's perspective. It's like you have a KB stick guy, don't really know what his ping is, hard to tell. I like aggroing here to get on the other side of him. If you just back up, you get one tapped backwards, but instead he walks through him and ends up getting hit back towards this island. Like, for panic gameplay, that was really solid. I don't like that. Again, that's your only movement item with no fireballs. There's no use wasting it. Gets himself backed up in that corner there. Good place to take the fight. Ends up getting lucky again, hitting the some blocks or something. But he does close out the fight. You know, that was pretty poor from the guy on white, but I didn't really like this final sequence. I am not a fan of continuously pushing the guy with a KB stick, clearly just using the KB stick, without having any movement items at all. No fireball, no pearl, no bridge egg even, because we wasted it. But yeah, I mean, full aggroing did end up working, so good game to Yino.
Like yo bitch, come hearts on my jeans, you ain't never seen this shit. Now I'm up, I got a couple bad bitches on my dick, I've been on my bankroll, you been lurking on my shit.